All right. So I did just press record. I'm still fixing myself. I'm pretty sure I have somebody that's gonna edit it, so they're gonna edit all the crap out. I'm sure.
Nice.
So we're gonna start this. I'm a little nervous. It's my first one, but first, I want to light these candles because this is a big thing. I feel like this is a big thing right now. First of all, I'm Bethany. This is Vaughn, and right now on the phone we have Amandi. Say hello, Amandi. And so right now, the big thing going on social media, I'm pretty sure everybody is seeing, is the boy bashing, the male bashing, and the women bashing. How men aren't doing this and women aren't doing that, and how men are toxic. And I feel like I felt really called just to put a video out. First, I was a little upset because if you see some of these videos where men are just saying they hate their wives, they hate their girlfriends, they're still with them, but they hate them, and it's just a normal thing. Women do not think like that. And so it was very heartbreaking. And up to me, and I'm pretty sure to a lot of women, to just find that, some of the scariest things that we thought in our heart when dating men might have been true. For sure. Because sometimes you do feel like, oh my gosh, this guy hates me, but he's never going to tell you. What do you think about this, Amadi? Anywhere I hear you trying to talk. What do you think?
Guys who want to be honest, and we find ourselves saying what we think you want to hear often because we want to make our women happy. That's how the relationship starts. And a lot of relationships are founded in untruths because of that. So when you get to a point where there's animosity and people are in their feelings, communication isn't the first thing they go to.
Okay.
Men or women.
That's true. I mean, women, we do have our problem. I think more than anything, women, our problem isn't not communicating. It's maybe communicating too much or assuming, to fill in the gaps of communication when men don't communicate.
Seriously.
So,
and then it'd be the emotional part too, where we emotionally communicate instead of having logic sometimes.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I had everybody, you guys don't look at my nails. They look terrible. But so my fault for this was, we always catch men when they do the worst part. They beat up their women. They do something to the kids. They yell, they argue, they scream, they become abusive. But today I wanted to focus on the part before that, or maybe, a part where we can help women see or look at the situation differently to catch it before it happens. Exactly. So I sent Vaughn and Amandi this song called A Glimpse of Us. And hopefully you guys know it. If you don't, listen to it and then turn the podcast back on, because you have to hear this song, because to me, this is a very prime picture of toxic masculine love. And narcissist. I mean, the song is beautiful. It's a beautiful song, but the words, and when you really realize that, looking back at these videos that have come out, it's like, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute, hold on.
Let's dig a little
deeper. Let's dig a little deeper. So, okay, so how do we do this? Okay, so the song is A Glimpse of Us, and it's about a guy who's dating another woman who's perfect. She's perfect, meaning, she's emotionally mature. She's got a job. She's got that bag. She's beautiful. She's going towards her life. She loves this man. She's perfect. She's putting in her 10 hours. You know what I'm saying? Forget the 8, forget the 8. She put in 10 hours.
12.
12. She put in doubles for this man. And he's with her. He knows she's perfect, but he can just only be with her because he's trying to get a glimpse of somebody from his past. Right. Like, and he's staying with her, and the words are, you like, really, like, I'm staying with her trying to get a glimpse of you. And it's just heartbreaking, because I think of a lot of women that are in this place where they see a guy that's kind of sad, but they're like, oh, I want to,
it's like pulling on heartstrings.
I can help him because we do have the ability to help.
The nurture.
But come on, Vaughn. You've heard. Did you listen to the song, right?
I did listen to the song.
Okay, so tell me what you think. What do you think? We're gonna get to you, Amandi, because I gotta hear what you think too.
So it was given like to vicariously live through a relationship through somebody else, but you're still thinking about the other girl that you broke up with, and it's like you're not even loving the girl that you're with genuinely, because you're really loving her through the other woman that you were with in the past.
Exactly.
And it's like, it's really sad, but it also shows that we need to, when we break up from relationships or have, moments where we are find ourselves single, we need to really take that time to really heal, men and women, because some women will, like, say, let's say baby mama drama. Some women won't be able to move on with another man because of the drama that they had with the other man, and now they're putting everything that the man did to the woman's putting everything that the man did to her onto the new man, and that sucks. It's just like vicariously living, like the song. Like, that really sucks, and it hurts to know, like, you really just don't play on my emotions like this.
Right, because it's the games. It's the games for me. Okay, Amandi, what do you think? What we need to hear a male's point of view for this.
I believe that whenever we participate in a rebound relationship, it's automatically going to be toxic at some level. So this man entering this relationship pining for his past is doomed from the start, no matter how perfect she is. He should be blessed to have found a good woman, and instead he's still seeking something. He's still trying to fill a hole.
See, I completely agree. And you know what? Hold on. Let me pause. Let me light these candles, because I just want to make a space for both male and female, because I really want to figure out how we can help this situation. Because I'm not here to bash. We're not here to bash anyone. Okay, we're here to represent male and female, because I feel like, and not just the Black community, but every community, race, ethnicity, whatever, we need to come together as male and female again, because there's power in that we're just kind of missing out on right now. And so my thought is, let's look at this scientifically. Is this right or wrong? Or is this just a natural part of going through relationships that males go through? Is this evil, like that he's with her and he's thinking about somebody else, or is this a natural grieving that males go through? Because I don't want to judge a man based on something that I don't understand. I'm not a man. I don't have a male brain. We don't understand their emotions and how they go through things. And so I feel like, instead of judging, maybe we can understand, and then we should tell women, like, look, guys do this, look out for this.
Here's some step
This
by
is
step.
this is just to let you know what's out there, girl. Be careful. So let's go one by one. Amandi, what do you think? Is this right or wrong?
It's largely fear-based. The man ends a relationship and he doesn't want to be alone, so he jumps into another relationship. In the song, he just happened to get lucky and find a good woman. That's what makes it so tragic. The fact that he's found what everyone's looking for, but because he wasn't over that previous relationship, he's that toxicity is something that we need to, as men, we can eliminate. If we exhibit a little self-love, and after a bad breakup, go through some healing time, we might enter that next relationship in a healthy mind state.
Okay. You know what? And I'm going to come back to you, because I feel like maybe you would have some pointers about how a man can heal from that type of situation. But right now, Amandi, what you're saying is, from your point of view, this could be considered as a wrong thing to do, to get into a relationship.
Absolutely.
Okay. What do you think, Vaughn?
I think I agree with Amandi. We should all take time to heal, even if that means going to therapy and getting some extra help to find different ways to get over those things and red flags and everything else, or bad characteristics that we think that we have from leaving that other relationship. And, like, because when we're in a relationship, we take on personality and characteristics of the other person anyway. With being with someone so long, it's like you kind of like switching vibes almost. So it's like sometimes we got to take a time to, like, really get that person out of our system before we jump into something different, because at the end, we're not just hurting ourselves first off, but we're actually hurting somebody that can be a perfect person. You know you're a person.
So to you, it's wrong.
I don't think it's necessarily wrong. I just think it's something that can be taught or changed to be different.
Okay.
I just think it's also like, sometimes men, they like, it's hard for men to have vocabulary to express how they feel.
That's
you know,
true. That's
so
true.
I think it's a way of saying help. I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but it can be wrong if they're using that to their advantage, because it's some men that do that too.
Like weaponizing
Yes.
competence. Okay, okay. So we have one wrong, we have one on the fence. So for me, I just keep thinking about the verse in the song when he said, I'm fine, I've moved on, but I'm here just passing time in her arms. Like, wait a minute.
Okay, so you say it like that, you
Wait
definitely
a
wrong.
minute.
Pause, granddad. It's wrong.
Because he knows what he's doing.
Weaponizing for sure.
And that's definitely a weaponized incompetence or weaponized, unhealed situation going on. And to me, it's wrong because I think about the woman and I think about, the fact of, I'm not going to say I know every woman, so I don't really know the facts, but in my heart, I don't really see a good woman walking away from a good man.
Right.
Like, if a man is doing his job and he's doing the best he can, a good woman is gonna stick in there.
I'm gonna be by his side.
That's my man. I'm gonna stick beside him. Stick beside. Yes, that's what women. That's what we do. And so the fact that he's missing somebody, to me, shows that you have some negative traits that you're not even working with. You're just going
with the flow at that point.
You're just bouncing. You're just bouncing,
and
you're just being toxic and unhealed. So for me, it's definitely gonna be that's wrong.
Ugh.
So our last point, because this isn't going to be long, we're about 15 minutes, just a little bit. So, the final question and the final point that I want to talk about is how can we help this situation? So the situation being that men don't really know how to emote themselves, which there's really nothing we can do about that. That's a process. But how can we protect women and give them a better view of how to look at men that are kind of out of relationships or, having that little sad face that's just so delicious to us. We just love when men are like, sad, oh, look at his little face. I just want to kiss your little face. So what can we do to help and and stop this cycle? Amandi, I'm going to start with you again. What do you think, you as a grown man that's been through a lot of things, what would you say would help this situation, just in general?
First and foremost, men need to know what they want in a relationship, because in the song, this man got a good woman, and a lot of us go from one relationship to the next and find different levels of toxicity. We're not sure what we want. We're nitpicking, and no woman is perfect, as the woman in the song is. So knowing what you want is a big part of it. Next comes the communication. If you're not open and honest in the beginning of a relationship, and men and women are both guilty of this, men are worse, but we always want to put our best foot forward when we meet someone new that we think that we have a future with. If we're more honest and communicative and make that a bigger part of the relationship instead of jumping straight in the sack, we have a better chance of success. We give that relationship time to grow and flourish. The friendship should be the first part of the relationship to be strong, like the roots of a tree.
Okay. Good points. Vaughn, what do you think? How can we help this situation?
Me knowing now and, growing and finding out the things as a mom, it
Right.
makes it easier to have this open conversation with my sons to help them and guide them first and foremost. And then when it comes to the men, when it comes to that factor, we're already open and, just like want to know about them. And, we as women, we already open and vulnerable to men. So it's like not to be so vulnerable, to be so open and like actually give it a chance to see if it's even going to go anywhere. My mom say you got to take 6 months to see if you like them, 6 months to see if you want to be with them, and another 6 months to see if you like them to even want to be with them after that. So you got to give them just a look, just instead of like Amandi said, instead of jumping straight into the sheets, maybe give it some time to even see if there is even a real connection. Because after a man gets what he wants, baby, he's alt, not out. He's alt.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna say how this is. For one, I'd say get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with that part of you that tells you what's going on. All women and men, we have discernment. We have guides. We have a higher self, believe it or not, that's trying to help us every day with our relationships, with our jobs, with our heart, with our health. And I feel like the first part is to really just get in tune with yourself and realize what you want.
Yeah.
I feel like also we need to have a real conversation about the need of sex. Let's have a real conversation one day. Maybe this will be another podcast idea, but let's be real about sex. Let's be real about how much it could be considered a need. I mean, I'm not a virgin, so I need it. I mean, I'm not gonna play no games and say that I don't. Like, and I feel like maybe men are the same way, and they're just very afraid to mention this need because it's so hushed in society. It's it's kind of it's shamed on women, but it's also shamed on men in a type of way. And so just the intimacy of it, the need of the intimacy of it is shamed. And so I feel like another thing that will help is just let's learn to normalize the need of the companionship and the intimacy that comes with sex. I'm not going to say that sex is so much needed, but there's a level of intimacy that happens with sex that's the only way people can get that need met. And so that's another thing I would say. What else? I would just be like, girl, be careful. Just girl, check his phone, watch him. It's like, no. Don't be toxic. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. But just be careful out here. Use discernment. Use discernment with who you're talking
Into
to.
a relationship, like she said, those 6-month increments, though, that is very good advice. If you're 6 months into a relationship and you feel like you have to check his phone, then don't waste another 6 months.
Okay.
He hasn't shown you the level of comfort and security that a woman needs from a man. That communicative aspect is so important, because how do you get to intimacy without communication?
Exactly.
How do you get to sex with a man who's not really comfortable cuddling, and that's your main thing is Netflix and chill every night? We live together, we pay bills together, but the level of intimacy before sex is crucial. I'm a Leo. I'm a cuddler. Not all men are comfortable being close to a woman outside of sex. They want that. They don't understand that intimacy encompasses all of the above, and women do. So the communication bridges that gap so that you end up with a man who has your level of. I've met a lot of women that don't cuddle.
Yeah,
they just want what they need. And
she's not. She don't even hug me.
I really don't like hugs. I'm sorry.
You could be in the other room watching the game. As long as you're home, she's cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have to know the person that you're ending up with.
That's so true.
So we all agree the first step is communication.
Communicate. Use this.
You gotta be grown enough to have a conversation. You gotta be grown enough to open them legs. You grown enough to open your mouth and talk.
All right, Mama Vaughn.
That's true.
Dang, Mama Vaughn. Okay, so one more thing before we close out, because I kind of want this to go into the next podcast, because I've learned a lot about men in my little 2 years of life here on planet Earth. I'm only 2, but I want to get into how to actually build a relationship with a man, how to actually build a relationship with a woman, because I've learned that of course we know that the man and the women, we do not build relationships the same way. We do not build emotions the same way. We do not build loyalty and trust the same way. And I do want to normalize us getting to the core of what really gets to a man. Like how can you really meet a man's needs? Because
and actually learning love languages.
Exactly.
Those are big things.
Because it's okay. Because I feel like it's sad because men are doing this because their needs aren't getting met. We're not meeting their needs. And it's not all their fault. It's our fault too, because we need to figure out what to do. And so for our next podcast, and I kind of want you to just to interject a little bit about what you think about this, Amandi, but I kind of want to talk about how sometimes you have to make a man invest in you for him to get emotional for you.
Ooh.
Because men are made to invest and once they invest, they realize, okay, this is something I'm building, and they don't want to build something and like leave and build it. A healthy man doesn't think like that. He wants to put in something and build and keep building in that one spot. So what do you think about that, Amandi? What do you think about the idea that women need to learn that that possibly the reason why men aren't building bonds with them is because they're not making them invest enough time, money, or emotion, or whatever you say?
I agree completely. In this day and age, the plasticity of relationships online breeds women that want money and men that want sex, and those are two integral parts of a relationship, but they're so far from the beginning. You're trying to build a pyramid from the middle and the top when you need the base, and the base is the pheromones, the chemical reactions that belie interest and sex. If a man is opening doors for you and treats your kids with respect and pays for dinner, and you end up living together, he's willing to put in the lion's share. That makes a man invested in a relationship to where it's more than just sex.
Good. Okay. So would you be willing to talk about that, in our next podcast?
Absolutely. I'm at your disposal.
And you too, Vaughn.
I'm down for
All
it.
right. Okay, so this is gonna be the end of our first one. I'm so proud of us. I think we did pretty good. I hope anybody that listens to this, you get an understanding. I really want to continue to do this because I feel like it's a very healing thing, and I feel like we are very healing people, and it's meant to be told. So thank you for paying attention. Thank you for watching, and say bye, Amandi.
Bye, Amandi.
Bye.
Bye.